No more. Fair call. Fair
I've
call.
been told.
It's not entirely a vibe, but I mean,
It's not entirely a live what if we don't have.
vibe.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Good.
Are we live? Yes, we are.
Yeah, I think so.
Checking. Just checking.
Morning, sports
Took
fans.
a little while. Took a little while to go live just then.
Yeah,
Anyway,
that's all right.
how are you?
Good. I'm all right. How are you?
All right. Only all right.
No, I'm good.
You good?
Yeah. No, really good. Actually, I know that I'm not a big fan of really early gym sessions, but today I feel really good. Lifting early
Have
with
you been
wife.
to the gym already?
Yeah. Wifey goes like at 4, so. You little smart ass. Sorry, my son's joining in on Instagram and throwing shit at me already, little smart ass. Anyway, morning, Taz. Morning, everybody. How are we? Hope you're all
Morning.
doing fucking awesome today.
Clearly, Restream hasn't sorted its life out yet.
Nah, that's okay. Who knows? Just pay
Anyway.
$700 a year for a program, and they don't give a shit about you. Anyway, we'll leave that for another day.
Well, they care about us. They show our names and our faces, but just
Yeah,
nobody
that's what
else's.
matters, 100%. Hey, Max. Hey, Kirst. How are you, Kirst? Good morning. Lovely to see you joining us this morning, my little friend. Let's get into it, eh? Welcome back, by the way. It's good to have you back since 1964. You've been out for a while.
I look really good for being so old, don't I?
Yeah, I know. Fucking hell.
Got a lot of facial procedures done.
Benjamin Button.
I
Butthead.
Right. Anyway,
Yeah.
that's nice. It's good to be back.
You guys know the drill. You got any questions, chuck them in the chat box. Happy to answer anything on the fly. We got 5 really good open-ended sort of questions today that I'd really like to sort of just spitball with you as. I think gone are the days where we have to be super specific on giving the right answers. I think coming from our experience, I think people relate to it a lot more than just the science behind everything. So, but in saying that, guys, please fire away any questions. I'd love to help you out. Anything to do with health and wellness, keep them PG if you can. Throw an R-rated one in if you want. It would be a good laugh. Yeah, there was one on TikTok last week that was an absolute pearler, but I did not go there because I would have lost my shit.
Open that can of worms, then you're stuck there.
I would have lost my shit. Kirsty's good and ready to get back into it today. Awesome, mate. That must mean the back is feeling a little bit better, which really makes me feel good about it, mate. I'm very happy for you. But you know what? One thing I'll shout out Kirst about, she might have had a back injury, but flicked the switch, nutrition on point, kept doing the steps. That's the sign of an absolute winner in my eyes. So well done, Kirst. Really proud of you, mate. Really pretty proud of you.
Yeah.
All right, first question only today. We've got how can I eat better to lose weight without giving up all the foods that I love?
Do you want my one sentence answer?
Yep.
Be in BBA.
Yes. Join a great coaching group, 100%.
I think giving up a mentality that you have to give away the foods that you love.
Yeah.
But also recognizing what's the goal. Is the goal weight loss, or is it, eating the foods that you love? Because there's got to be a bit of a balance between the both. You can't just, go, oh, but I love this food, so I'm just going to eat it every day. And, there's some really, really great substitutions out there. And I think having that awareness is super, super important. Like a small tub of ice cream can be easily like 500 calories. And then an alternate can be, 100 or 80 calories. And it's a huge difference. And you're still having what you love, but you're just hitting your goals at the same time as well.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, well, the biggest word that you said was balance. It's in my eyes. Like, I don't give away the treats that I love. I work really, really hard on eating well, training well, keeping my mindset in check so I can have those little treats because I deserve them. So, yeah, looking at food as fuel rather than boredom eating, or it has to fill your stomach because you've got nothing else to do. Like, if you treat your body like a bank account, I think with the deposits and withdrawals, like if you have, say your nutrition is like a budget, and if you put enough effort in by eating whole foods and 80% of the good stuff and 20% of the shit stuff, you'll round out that the fact is you'll get into a deficit automatically, or you'll maintain yourself really, really well, and you can eat those fun foods that you really, really enjoy. I mean, let's face it, we're here for a very fucking short time on the planet, and I don't want to eat chicken, broccoli, and rice for the rest of my life.
Hell no.
Yeah, I want to eat enough good whole foods every single day to allow myself to have some 20%, we'll call them favorite foods. Just
Yeah,
to
and
make
I
me feel really,
find like
really good.
now when, like obviously there's got to be some type of discipline, like I was saying, you can't just have these foods every day. But
Yeah.
I find now I enjoy those treats a lot more because I don't have them every day. And I think, you know what, I actually worked really hard for this. And that's building that relationship with food as well.
Yeah.
It's not, you're not having these foods and then feeling guilty about it. You're making a conscious decision. I've worked hard for this and I do deserve this and I'm going to enjoy it.
Yeah.
And you walk away feeling satisfied, or maybe you don't. And if you don't, sometimes you actually weigh up, do I really want those foods or not? Like, what are my goals here?
Yeah.
I know for me, sometimes I can easily just go, actually, I just don't feel like that. I could
Yep.
really, really go it, but I don't actually want to waste my calories on that. And I want
Yeah.
to enjoy a big meal of something else.
Yeah. But there's huge amounts of alternatives, like we said before, of how to make things more nutritious. I don't say healthier because I don't believe in that. Everything's healthy in
Yeah,
moderation.
I don't like the good food, bad food. It's a great way
Yeah.
to explain it, but I don't like the mindset behind good food and bad food because food
Correct.
is.
Yeah. But there's a lot of better ways out there that you can make your food more nutritious and budget friendly for your calories, your macros.
Mm.
Like for instance, I think Carly did a really great reel the other day about pizza, right? If you buy a pizza from the shop, you're looking at 1,500, 2,000 calories from Domino's. If you make your own pizza with a low carb or a low calorie base, a whole pizza can be about 600 calories. And generally, I can't eat the whole food pizzas because it's like chock a block full of really good
It's
stuff and it fills you up really quickly. There's plenty of protein. That usually the base has protein in it, so it fills you up. If you're eating the ones directly from Domino's and Pizza Hut, like it ain't whole foods. It ain't nutritious. It's filled with other shit that just that's why you can actually eat so much of it
and then
because
still be hungry an hour
yeah, there's
later.
hardly fucking any protein or anything on there as well. So it's all processed shit and it's just
And if
sits
it
in your
is
gut.
something that you love, though, like if you really like, if your go-to is like, I just want to sit down and watch a movie and eat a Domino's pizza, great.
Yeah. If you put the work in all week and you've
You don't
got
have to go without.
if you've got the spare 2,000 calories to sacrifice on that, mate,
Yeah.
I love chicken burgers and chips. Like that's my weakness. Big fucking chicken burgers, big, but I put the effort in for it, so I make it work. And
Yeah.
these are a hot tip for you guys out there that are all chalky fiends. Chockies, like a lot of people eat a full block of chocolate every single day. There's tons of them, 700-800 calories, right? Break a line off, wrap it in foil, put a name on it, say Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday, and have that as your treat for the week. But pair it up with something that's going to fill you up a little bit, like an apple or something filling as well. So you can have your treat, but also fill your guts up and not feel like you have to eat.
I'm going to disagree with you there because there is no chance that even if I wrap something in foil,
Well, you need mindset coaching, mate.
Whatevs. I'm just going to eat the whole thing. That's why I just don't buy stuff like that, because if I buy a whole block of chocolate, I'm going to eat the whole thing. So I have awareness that I'm like, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to buy a bite size and then that's it.
Yeah. Well, I think that's a good way of doing it. But if there's specific people out there that need that chocolate because it feels good, right? I love chocolate. I love to have a line of chocolate a day. It's 70 calories for. That sounded a bit weird. I don't snort a line of chocolate. I like to have 4 squares of chocolate a day. And there's nothing wrong with that. But I pair it with something that'll fill me up, whether it's yogurt or fruit or something like that. So I'm feeling.
But having I guess you would call it nutritional awareness as well, is so powerful because there are a lot, like you said, a lot of things out there that are like really, really low in calories that you would not think are low in calories. Like Freddo frogs, I think they're under 100 calories.
Yeah, definitely.
For me, I'm like, I'm going to enjoy a Freddo frog, and I am going to enjoy it because they are.
Puddle
And
pop.
most people would look at it and go, "Oh no, I can't have that because that's just like, full cream milk chocolate and rah, rah, rah." Like, actually, that's a great alternative if you do feel like chocolate or you walk into the servo. I think that's like probably a lot of people's downfalls. If you walk into the servo and you think, "Oh, I really feel like something sweet," that
Yeah.
is a great option, like a great option. And there's one in a packet. You
Yep.
eat the whole thing and then there's no more left. If you are someone like me that can overeat things like that, I think, yeah, just having that awareness is really important, but
Yep.
understanding you don't have to go without at all. Why would you have to go without? Um, and that's the beauty of a reverse diet as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because once you've hit your weight loss goals,
Yeah.
up
You start chucking
calories,
in the
you
calories.
have so much more room to have the things that you love.
Yeah. Kirsty's just dropped a live question for us, and it says, "My question is, when you go out for a dinner, what choices do you make for a meal?" I love that question, right? Kirst, the first thing I would say in this instance is what we've just talked about: plan ahead, right? If you know you're going to have dinner with friends, plan ahead, right? Maybe back off your calories a little bit for 3 or 4 days beforehand so you can eat the food that you love. So I'm not trying to deny it. If you want to, okay, so if you want burgers and chips and the whole trimmings, go for it if you've got the calories banked up. Conversely to that, if you like to be conscious, even though you're eating out with friends, what I will always pick, and I keep the rule of thirds in mind. I always keep the rule of thirds in mind: protein, fiber, and carbohydrates. My plate should always look like, a third protein, third carbohydrates, a third vegetables for fiber. So if I'm eating out, I'll be always conscious of it. I never ever get my food with the sauce added on the top, because the sauce is full of, yeah, it's full of creams, sugars, butters, salts, like excessive amounts of those things. So I always add my sauce on the side. So if I put the sauce on the side, I have control of the amount of calories I want to put on
And
my
isn't it
meal.
amazing? I've done that for a very long time now as well.
Yep.
I love eggs Benedict, love it. But the amount of Benedict sauce that they put on the top is like,
Yeah, it's sickening.
it's like just so much.
Yeah.
And, you know, you can sit there and when it's on the top, you can just eat the whole thing
Yeah,
and
exactly right.
not even realize. But now that I get it on the side, their serving sizes are always significantly smaller because they're
Yep.
judging from a jar or something. And I don't finish the whole jar. Like, I
Yeah.
literally have the tiniest little bit for taste, and that's it. Like, just, yeah, having that awareness too. But then, like, you've got to be really mindful of, things like mashed potato and stuff like that. There
Yeah,
is obviously a lot of additives to
good
things like
question. Yeah.
that as well.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly right. I would
so
rather roasted potatoes, but I
yes,
like
roasted
roasted
potatoes
potatoes.
or
They're my favorite.
cream vegetables.
Even Yeah, but even chips can have lower calories than mashed potato. We've got to think about that, right? Yeah, they're fried in oil, but they don't have butter or cream or whatever else they add in to make that smoothie, sweet ass mashed
The
potato.
the
Yeah,
builder to
yeah,
make it
correct.
go further. Mm.
But go back even further, we do not condone you not eating the food you love. So bank your calories and have the fucking mashed potato if it makes you feel good. I love beef cheeks with the gravy sauce or the red wine sauce on the top, but it has to have mashed potato to support that sauce up. So
Most
I don't
places these
sacrifice it.
days have, on their menus, there's actually really great choices these days
Yeah,
for options. Most places that you go to will have a grilled fish option.
yeah,
That's always a really good place to start if you don't eat fish or you don't like the fish that's on the menu. Steak's another great spot to, kind of go to because roughly, you can have a steak for dinner. If you go out for lunch and you go, all right,
yeah,
well, I'm going to have steak, mash, and veg for lunch instead of dinner. Great.
yeah.
Have just a smaller dinner and counteract it that way so that, you're not having a huge blowout and then feeling really guilty afterwards.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And lastly to that, Kirst, I hope this sort of answered your question. I'm pretty sure it will do, is don't forget your liquid calories. Okay. Most people that go out tend to have plenty of drinks. So either alternate one glass of wine, one glass of water, one glass of wine. You generally find you won't drink as much. Or only say, hey, I'm only going to drink one glass of wine, or make sure you have your lower calorie versions of your beers or your diet Cokes or something like that, just so your calories. So everyone forgets liquid calories, right? Just remember that when you're out eating, having a great meal, if you've sacrificed and banked your calories up to have that meal, don't forget the liquid calories.
Mm.
Got one on Instagram. How do cacao nibs fit in? Like, they're actually really low calorie in terms of like an additive to yogurts and stuff like that. So I'm a big fan of them. Not high in protein. I mean, it's actually not too bad in consider of the serving sizes, but just be mindful of the serving sizes. What I'd say, I love them. I think they're great, like a crunchy little chocolate bit as an additive to smoothies and stuff like that. So, yeah, cacao nibs for me. I think it's like 20 calories for a serving or 30 calories, so it's not really much to worry about. But it's like when you do things in abundance, it's like eating nuts, right? Nuts are super nutritious for you. They've got healthy fats and
So
carbs and
high
stuff.
calories.
But you do not eat the 20-gram serving because it's 10 or
Yeah.
20 nuts. You eat the whole fucking bag and then you're 800 calories deep.
And this is why, like, I actually think, we obviously aim a lot of our program towards weight loss, but actually, I think this is knowledge that everyone should know. I think it's really beneficial that all of our kids, all of our kids are growing up knowing this information as well, because, it's the same as avocado. Avocado is so good for you.
Yep.
But it is so high in calories.
Did you see Monica's avocado bread she made? The
Yes,
photo.
I
Oh my
did.
god, I have to
So good in
make
the
some.
air fryer.
I have to make some for sure. So have that answered your question. Monica, cacao nibs are great, but like anything, turn it over, check the calories before you eat it, and make sure you can fit it in with your actual your nutrition plan. Kirst, I hope that answered your question. I'm pretty sure it did. Okay. How can I fit exercise into my day even when I'm super busy? I'm just going to be mindful of the time too, Ez, with you as well, so we can cut this off in 30 minutes. But how can I fit more exercise into my day even when I'm super busy? All right. Let's not neglect the non-exercise activities we do, i.e., walking around the house, housework, the day-to-day chores, right? That's a form of exercise in a way, okay? It helps to add to your step count. Exercise doesn't mean you have to spend hours in the gym. Let's get that straight, okay? It's just about being more active throughout the day. So taking walk breaks if you're sedentary at work, taking forced walk breaks every hour. If people are allowed to have a cigarette break every hour, you should be allowed to have a 5-minute walk break. That's my opinion. Okay. It's more beneficial for the person that you're working for, that your mindset is intact. And by having a 5-minute walk break gives you the ability to reset. Take the stairs instead of the elevator. Park the furthest in the car park you can to walk where you've got to go. Like, those things are the non-exercise activities that will actually benefit you more than spending an extra hour in the gym. If you can get those things down pat, by forcing yourself to move more, you'll burn more fat. Every bit of movement
I'm a little bit blunt with this too, though. Like, I guess when I first started, this was something that I struggled with, because I'm like, how the hell does everyone just like have so much to do, but then manage to do this extra stuff?
Yeah.
When you actually sit down and work it out, there's so much time in our day that we do have to fit exercise in.
Yeah.
If this is in regards to, like, this could be in regards to walking, or if it is in regards to going to the gym more often, getting up a little bit earlier.
Yep.
That is like, go to bed a bit earlier.
Yep.
Instead of sitting there watching your Netflix shows until 11, 12 o'clock at night, you could be going to sleep a bit earlier and waking up a bit earlier. You've got to work out what's more important to you, watching a rubbish TV show or going to the gym. What's going to make you feel better? What's going to make you a better person? What's going to help you move forward towards your goals?
Yep.
It's not always that black and white, but sometimes you've got to be really sort of tough with yourself and go, actually, where am I wasting time in my day?
Yeah.
Because I could probably, and like you said, going to the gym, it's not about going there for an hour or 2 hours every single day. Like, 20 to 30 minutes is fine if that's all you can do. That's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah,
Something
exactly right.
better than nothing. And the fact that, you're making that intention to go to the gym or do some type of exercise and actually doing it is a huge win. It doesn't matter the intensity or the time or, how many days.
Yeah.
Just do it. If
Yeah.
it makes
Correct.
you feel good, just do it.
Yeah. I'm just answering your question on TikTok, mate. It's uh, I got a comment here. I like this chick. She's legit nearly on point on a few issues I've been having. Yeah, it's because the difference between me, Erin, and our team versus a lot of the coaches online, and I use that term loosely, is we've been through the shit. We've been overweight, unhealthy. We've done the hard work. We know what it's like to suffer, like most people out there. So the biggest difference between a lot of us and our competitors, we'll call it, is we've been depressed, we've been anxious, we've been severely overweight, we've had mental health issues, anxiety, depression. Like we've had all that. I'm still have it to this day, but we can control it more. So why we're on point is because we're relatable and we're showing our vulnerabilities because we've been through that. So the difference between us and a lot of other people is you're getting real life humans that have suffered, and we've done the hard work for you guys to be able to not have to worry about it.
Yeah, I think it's different when you speak from experience and rather like there's obviously got to be some type of like knowledge behind it as well. But when you talk from experience,
Yeah.
you can talk from a place of like,
It's
what did I do?
believable. It's
What did I
believable,
do
Ed.
in that
Yeah,
situation? How did I get through that? Like, it's easy enough to tell someone, just do the thing.
yeah,
But if you don't understand why someone can hear, yeah, I know I need to do this, but I just can't do it. Like, why
yeah,
can't I do it? When you can understand that as a coach, I think that's a really powerful place to be because you can work through that with someone. And you know what? I think it's like I have light bulb moments from clients all the time. When you work through things, it's not just them that's learning something, it's me learning something as well. And you probably have times like that too, where you go,
yeah.
wow, didn't even think of that.
Well,
That makes so much sense.
the old saying is, if one person teaches, two people learn, because we can find lessons in the experience of our clients that we might not have had. Um, yeah, that's cool. I totally agree with that, and that's perfect. That's why you should be joining in. So, yeah, going back to what we were saying before, if you want something bad enough, you will make it happen. So if you're having trouble fitting exercise in, you got to look at yourself and say, "Hey, why do I need this? Do I really want to be depressed, anxious? Does physical activity help my mental health?" For me,
Mhm.
100% it does. It's the
And
catalyst
not
for my
focusing
change.
on just the physical outcome. Focus on what internally are you going to feel.
Yeah,
Um, Having a deeper reason to why you want to even fit exercise into your day.
yeah,
Why?
yeah,
If it's just, oh, because I should, well, that's not a great reason to get you up out of bed earlier.
exactly.
Deeper. You've got to
Yeah,
think
exactly.
deeper to why you want to get out of bed earlier and make it fit into your day or whatever it may be for you, what
Yep.
sacrifices you're making. There's got to be a good reason why you're going to sacrifice it. Otherwise, on those hard days, you're going to go, oh, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah. So Eden's just said, "This is why you're my favorite people: raw, real, and relatable." I like it. The triple R's, mate. The triple R's. The triple R's. So fitting exercise in a busy schedule is make sure you're doing the little bits extra rather than just saying exercise is just the gym. It's not. It's your non-exercise activities that actually provide more benefit to your weight loss than just the gym itself. Okay. Hopefully that answers that question. Why is feeling good hang on. Yeah, why is feeling good in my head just as important as being fit? And what can I do to feel happier and less stressed? Actually, that's a really good segue. We're kind of just talking about that.
It is. That's why I was laughing a little bit when you were going to the next question. I'm like, oh, this is a good flow. I like
Yeah,
it.
we kind of always do that segues, but
And I love these type of questions too, because
yeah,
whoever has asked this is starting to get that awareness.
yeah,
And that is like when you see someone having those mindset switches,
yeah,
it's like, yes, they get it. they're starting to understand, like asking those questions. Why is it important to be in a good headspace? And why?
Yeah, I'll turn it back to Kirsty. What I said at the start of the program was she suffered a back injury a couple of weeks back, and mind you, she had a couple of days where she did feel sorry for herself, which like we would all do. We're human, and that's our first instinct. But she had the awareness to control the nutrition and keep walking because of the two things that she could physically do. So that in itself will help your mental health in terms of feeling sorry for yourself, depressed, anxious because you can't do weight training. Kirsty is like she just got an award for 1,000 visits to the gym or something where she is. That's fucking
So good.
phenomenal. I would like that's got to be an average of 6 days a week, and to have that taken away from you when it's so important is fucking hard. If I don't train, I'm angry, so I make sure I train.
Mm,
Even on rest days, I will do some form of mobility or something like that to feel like my body is actually. I'll still do my steps, but I'll do some form of mobility to feel like my body's actually moving and working. But when your mind is in a good place, you're more likely to stick to your health and fitness goals. So
mm,
if you make time for exercise or doing things that relax you or recharge you or um, practice mindfulness exercises and things like that, or like that benefits your training because it keeps your head in the game. If your head's not in the game, your discipline's not there, you'll have no motivation, you will not go to the gym. I guarantee I can tell it to anyone out there that wants to question me, please question me. But I'm telling you now, our motivation level drops, our motivation boner drops. we go flaccid with our motivation boner because we do not have our habits and discipline in place. When we
mm,
have discipline, when we have the ducks in a line, we get that momentum moving forward and we are motivated as fucked. So comes from the headspace.
mm.
That comes from the headspace. So why is mental wellness or health or mental weight training more important than physical? In my opinion, I believe any transformation, 80% is up here, and the rest is a byproduct of your mental health, your capacity to push through the tough times, your capacity to celebrate the small wins, which are just as important as the big ones. So if you get your head right, you'll get the rest right.
I actually think that, and this might be taken the wrong way, but that's not the intention here. But I actually think that the body is a great reflection of what's happening inside the mind.
That's beautiful.
And I say that because I look back to my darkest times and when I was really down and out, and I think back to what my face said, what my body language said, not just the physical appearance, but like my
Yep.
body language, the way that I spoke to people, the way that I spoke about myself. And it was such a reflection of what was happening inside my head.
Yep.
The gateway to repairing that mindset was good food.
Yep.
Good food and exercise. That was the gateway to it. There's a lot more that goes into it than just that. Again, it's not just that black and white, but you start to build confidence within yourself. And when you start to build that confidence, you start to feel really good.
Yep.
And then you want to do the things that make you feel good
Yep.
because you have that excitement for life again. And, relationships around you change. That is also how you feel happier and less stressed. To have that perspective that everything is going to be perfect all the time is ridiculous,
Yeah.
but you can be happier and you can be less stressed. But I think a
You
lot
got
of
to
us
make the choice.
fill our bodies with shit,
Yeah.
excuse my language, but we do. And then we're tired, and then we're stressed. And then when we're tired and we're stressed, we eat more shit, and then we feel even worse. And then we repeat negative thoughts.
Yeah.
And it's that negative cycle. When you start to eat good, you have energy and you sleep better. You feel better in yourself. You notice that your skin starts to get better, and you put clothes on and you feel more confident. You go to work and you're happier. And it's not just about, oh, I need to be happier and healthier. Like, it's repairing negative stories that you've told yourself for many, many years. And
Yep.
when you can get out of that, that's so powerful. And that to me is how you feel happier and less stressed.
Yep, definitely. But you have to make the choice. You have to make the choice to change. It doesn't just happen. You can't miraculously be depressed, hit rock bottom, and go, "Oh, it's just going to change." No, you have to do some fucking hard work. You have to crawl out of the hole. You have to grab the ledges. You have to grab the rope or the fucking rope ladder that people are throwing down to you. You have to accept that you need to ask for help and get the fuck out of that funk. You can't do it alone. You cannot do it alone. You need a support team behind you the whole step of the way. But you have to make the choice to change. So, the importance of mental wellness just over physical wellness, in my opinion, is by far the most important. So I find whatever I do during the day that enhances my physical movement, enhances my mental stability, the rest that I take each day, the amount of sleep that I get each day, the positive thoughts that I put through my head each day, surrounding myself with fucking great human beings, having a beautiful partner, wife who has got my back. My kids are just amazing human beings. My coaching team that I work alongside are like family to me. That is heaps important to my mental health. That makes me a better person. So surround yourself with the right people. Put your hand up and ask for help. Make the choice to change. Move your ass every single day. Get the endorphins pumping. Believe in yourself. Celebrate the small wins. And that's pretty much a really good recipe to like getting your mind in a better place. I'm not a psychologist. I'm not a counselor, but I know from experience that what makes you happy generally is the things you've got to keep doing. Generally.
Yeah. I love that. That's beautiful, Mike.
Thanks, mate. All right. What are some big lies about losing weight or getting fit that I should ignore, and how do I spot them? Cool. If an influencer's on there with six-pack abs, no.
Well, look, there's a lot. There's a lot.
There's so many lies on the internet, guys. Everyone that ever has a conversation with me is totally confused with all the bullshit online. Fucking hell, my biceps are looking good. Look at that. There's so much bogus information out there, right? Weight loss is fucking simple. Weight loss is simple. There is only a couple of ingredients to weight loss. Do not go to the fucking what are those stupid green teas? They're not green teas. The lemon water with fucking not with
cider vinegar shot.
apple cider vinegar, all that stuff. Look, if it makes you feel good in the morning, do it. I'm an advocate for things that make you, as I said, if it's making you happy, generally it's going to be a benefit for you. But there is no quick fix. There's no silver bullet. There's no pill. Ozempic, all those diabetes drugs out there do help you lose weight, but it's unsustainable. And that's why people come to us and ask for help, because they cannot continue. Once they get off it, they put the weight back on. There's no quick fix, people. Okay. Spotting the myths generally come with a pretty banner or a, dare I say it, a prescription from a doctor. Okay. Weight loss is not about it. There are people with mental health conditions that definitely need that type of help. And I don't condone that, right? It is tough.
They have their place, but there is like a lot of glitter around quick fixes.
Yeah.
And I've been someone that's fallen for it as well.
Yeah.
I've been on the prescription drugs to help me lose weight. And I tell you what, the fear that comes with stopping those drugs is like, it makes you feel like so unstable and unsecure.
Well, what about the fear of actually making the choice to do it?
Yeah.
Right? Like that's just as bad or just as scary as going through with it. It's like, am I doing the right thing? I'm a firm believer, and I'm a byproduct of making the choice to do the hard work and eat nutritious food, sacrifice the stuff that makes me feel happy in terms of nasty treats, and getting up and training every single day, getting my steps in, doing mental weightlifting, I'll call it, making sure my head's in the right spot. Real health and fitness takes time and consistency.
That's what I was about to say. Anything that is like projected as quick fix or overnight results or this much weight in like 2-3 weeks.
Yeah.
Usually those are the things that I'm not saying aren't going to work, because they usually do.
Yeah.
But there's usually a huge sacrifice that you've got to make in the meantime as well. And I think people should just be a bit more educated around, what they're signing themselves up for. And is it sustainable? Ask yourself those questions. Once, this period is over, what does life look like outside of this?
Yeah.
Do I have the knowledge to walk away from a program and be able to do this on my own?
Yeah.
Or do I feel like once it's done, I've just been thrown in the trash to kind of work it out myself?
Yep.
I think those are really good ways to kind of spot, and if you're going into a program, ask those questions. What does life look like for me on the other side of this?
Yeah.
How are you going to help me change my lifestyle? Not just, well, how are you going to help me lose weight? I think that's really important as well. I guess we all want quick fixes. We want to see that whatever we're investing in or whatever we're putting time and effort into, we're going to see results. Because if you don't, let's face it, it's human nature. We all feel really demotivated when we don't see the results.
Yeah.
In any situation in life.
Yeah. Do your research. Most of
the time, we all quit before we see the results, and good things don't happen overnight.
No, they don't. It's got to be sustainable in my eyes, right? Whatever you do to change your mindset, your health and wellness, whatever it is, whatever you do, it's got to be sustainable. It's got to be something that you can actually follow through with. If you are pushing yourself into something that's totally out of your league and it's going to cause distress, back off. It's not the right thing for you. The right thing for you is what makes you feel good and what makes you happy, and you can actually continue on with. Learning to question what you're going into can save you a lot of frustration. But check the credibility of the people and the transformations or whatever they've done that actually like works. If the program has 10,000 people that have lost 5 to 10 kilos in 20 weeks and there's photos to prove it, and the people are legitimate, well, that's a good story. That's something I would do. But if it's a bullshit, hey, I can lose 50 kilos in 5 weeks, check the credibility, mate. That's what I'll be looking for. Anything that comes with a shiny object generally is distracting you from the reality of it. It's take your money and run. I'd be wary of programs that don't educate. That's one thing I would say to everybody out there. Programs that just give you meal plan after meal plan after meal plan. Do not educate you. Our heart and soul is educating our clients to be able to live a sustainable life forever. So it's got to be something that you continue on with.
Something that also I know now that I wish I knew a very long time ago is, I've done a lot of those boot camps. I've done a lot of programs, and I always wondered why I was being given a certain program to do by someone, but they weren't following it themselves. And back then, I just thought maybe their goals were different or whatever. But actually, I look at it now and I think, what we do here, we follow the principles of what we teach our clients.
Yeah.
As coaches, that's what we do. That's how we live our life.
Yeah.
There is variables on different goals and things like that, but we're not just handing out, information to people and going, okay, do this, this will work, and not following it ourselves, because I think there's a bit of dishonesty in people that do that.
Yeah.
And I think it's a type of false advertising. And I think it's really disheartening when you reach out to someone for help and they give you the way to help, but then you're kind of left on your own afterwards.
Yeah, support.
And then you're back in the same spot again, and you feel even more lost and you feel lied to. And then that relationship with the fitness industries is worse again, because you think, well, why are these people just giving me these things to do, but they're not doing it themselves? And now I'm back at square one and I've put more weight on than what I had in the beginning. And where do I go now? So I think also, yes, to spot, how to spot rubbish information is ask the person, do you follow the plan that
Yeah.
you give?
Yeah.
Because if you do, I want to see that.
Yeah. Definitely. Definitely. All right. We've got time for one last little one. Dennis is sent through recovery period after workout necessary or just a waste of time. Times training for recovery. Okay, Dennis, for you, dude, you're a machine of a trainer. Like I've never seen someone that does so much with CrossFit and running and walking and weight training. For you, necessary, yeah, 100%. Depending on what your goals are, I'd like to structure at least 2 days a week rest and recovery. Now that doesn't mean you can't train. That just means just be a bit lighter on yourself, because I know how important training is for you, Dennis. But sleep, dude, sleep is just as important every single day. That's like compounds your rest even more and more and more. So I would be more mindful of my sleep time and making sure I'm getting 7-8 hours solid, and then having scheduled rest days. Mate, you don't have to say I do one and then rest. It can be 4 on, 2 off. It can be 5 on, 2 off. It can be 3 on, 2 off, 3 on again. It's up to you and how you feel training wise. But if you want to have a chat after, Dennis, send me a message, man. We'll get on the phone and talk about like what would be necessary for you, because you train the house down, dude. And the last thing we want is fatigue to come into play, because then you've done so well losing 10, 12 kilos. We don't want that fatigue to come in and hinder that progress. So. All right, cool. Anyway, we'll leave that because I know you're mindful of time, Ezra, but thanks for joining us again today. It's good to see you back up and running, mate.
It's nice to be back.
And thank you guys for all live questions. Yeah, thanks for all live questions too. I really appreciate it. I hope you got some value out of it today. Join us again next week, same time, for Q&A. And if you've got any questions in the meantime, send them through. Peace.
Bye.